you would see that this is the edifice that stands as the face of the Kumasi Traditional Council and the entire Ashanti region. The former president, John Dramani Mahama, will be officially introducing his running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, to the Asanteman Council. This afternoon, the Kumasi Traditional Council is seated. Many of the traditional authorities, we are told, are already seated. The Asantehene is around, and very soon he would also be coming out. As we speak, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang and her team are in Kumasi waiting patiently for the arrival of the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who is arriving by flight. We are told he's already touched down, and in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, his entourage should be in and the program will begin. You would know, for example, that just some few days ago, on July 6, 2020, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang was named as the running mate of the NDC's 2020 flag bearer. The name triggered a lot of conversation in town. People were digging everywhere for information to tarnish her image. But of course, she earned a credibility over the years. And in spite of all the digging, nobody till date has been able to put out anything to damage her reputation. Some have suggested that she's a woman. And what is she bringing on board? Most especially because she's not known to be a grassroots person of the NDC. But it has come out that the party support base has welcomed her. And throughout her movement from the central region where she has been, especially because she comes from the Commander traditional area, you would recall that after her nomination and the public announcement and official program to adore her at the University of Professional Studies in Accra, you would realize that she went to Commander to show herself to the traditional authorities there, to ask for their blessing. She continued to the Central Regional House of Chiefs, and then she has been out there in the north campaigning to the people in Ghana, the support base of the NDC, and also availing herself to traditional authorities wherever she has been. Today, she will be officially presented before the Asantehene, the king of the Ashanti Kingdom, the most powerful traditional authority in Ghana. There is no doubt about that. We'll be going for a short break. When we come back, I'll tell you more about the personalities who are already seated in there and how this program will be like as you watch live on Wezo TV on Facebook and YouTube, Ago TV in Accra, TVXYZ in Accra, and several affiliates who are also picking this feed. We'll be back shortly. So tell this one that I can't hear you.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. Or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
You are live on TV XYZ, Wezo TV on Facebook and YouTube, and also on Ago TV, also in Accra, and several affiliates, and of course on several social media handles, including that of John Dramani Mahama. If you look around me, you see a lot of traditional authorities within the Kumasi traditional area arriving, getting ready to be seated before the arrival of the former president and his entourage, as well as that of the running mate, Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang. I will tell you more about exactly how exciting the environment is. In fact, the euphoria here is heating up, and you realize that as the traditional authorities come at the far end of the main compound at the Manshia Palace, some NDC supporters are gathered there, beating, drumming here, dancing, and so on, just because of the excitement of looking at how this whole event will unfold. But this is Manshia Palace. This is a palace many people have wished to visit. And of course, for such an important event, it will not be far-fetched if we just speak to one or two of the officials here to have a brief about how significant this place is. And we have the resident historian, Mr. Zesafu Kantanka, here with us. So, you are live on TV XYZ and Wezo TV. Briefly, I know you are very busy because for the role you play, this is going to be historical, because for the first time in Ghana's history, one of the biggest political parties has chosen a woman as a running mate. And it is most likely that if they win the 2020 elections, then she becomes Ghana's first vice president. So this event introducing her to the Asantehene, of course, in your books as a historian, will go down well in history. Tell us, how significant, briefly, has the Manshia Palace been in terms of helping to shape how we grow as a country?
Well, Manshia has always been neutral, in the sense that it organizes the whole country as one body, so that it does not discriminate against which party is visiting Manshia. It is for this reason that he's organized all his chiefs around him to give the biggest welcome to the NDC party. When another party comes, the same organization would be seen in the same standard given to the NDC. So when the king of Ashanti sits, in terms of the kingdom, all the other bodies that form the kingdom would be around, and it is often grouped into the left wing, the right wing, the rear wing, and the advanced wing. That is the sitting arrangement, just as a war formation. Now, when it comes to Kumasi, it is not the whole kingdom, but a division of the kingdom. And the sitting arrangement is virtually the same. It does not change. It is interesting to note that this is not the first time President Mahama has visited Manshia. He's been a part of Manshia even from childhood. His own father was part of Manshia. So it is not strange to welcome him as a person who is strictly part of the kingdom.
It's good to hear, because Manshia has always stood for neutrality, and of course using that influence to ensure that they whip any government, whether it is under NPP or NDC, to line to ensure we build a nation. But for those of us who may not know the caliber of people who are going to be part of this event, can you briefly, because we would let you go shortly, walk us through those who may be inside? We are told that the Sanahini, for example, is here, and beyond that, under the Kumasi Traditional Council, because of how limited you want to reduce this event, who are some of the people many should expect to see when we eventually move on inside to cover the main event?
When we talk about the sitting arrangements, is the right wing, left wing, advance guard, and the rear wing. When we talk of the right wing, it is the Sokore Mampohene who is in charge of the right wing. The left wing is Tafu, and then the rear is Chidom, that is the Achampehene, and then the advance guard is Adonchen. So you are likely going to meet these people mentioned. And it is not, they are the leaders of the wings, but under them are hundreds of sub-chiefs.
Okay, thank you very much. He is the resident historian of the Manshia Palace. Mr. Safo Kantanka has a lot of knowledge about the history of this rich paramountcy. And just before you go, I've realized that when you come here, the whole setting looks very unique. And some of the people who want to witness the event, obviously because of security reasons, have to be at the entrance till the event is over. So under such special events, when does the Asantehene eventually come out? Because people want to see him. Is it after everything is set and he's about to deliver, or he will sit in state before the arrival of those coming to pay courtesy call on him and then go ahead with the presentation?
Usually, all those coming should be seated before he comes in. And he will have to be briefed as to all the more reason why he's coming to meet.
Okay.
So when all are seated, you have to be briefed and then he walks in.
Okay, thank you very much. So he is the resident historian of the Manshia Palace. I'll be engaging him more, but we have a few videos. This whole event is to introduce the running mate to NDC's 2020 flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, to the Asantehene and the entire Manshia Palace, and of course the Asanteman Council. We have a few videos. I told you that after her official outdooring an event which took place at the University of Professional Studies in Accra, she went to Commander, she's been to Cape Coast, she's been to Upper East, Upper West, she's been to Northeast, and so on. I want you to watch a few videos because she's already paid courtesy calls on some traditional authorities. For the purpose of this program, we have selected two. We have the Chira Hene, we have the Doma Hene. Let's hear what the Chira Hene said when the former president's running mate, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang, paid the courtesy call on the council.
Say, Naana Opoku-Agyemang. On the powerful. Papa. No play, I may have Bakosem. Now Bakosem no effeated. I'm a going for mine. Oh, ye, I'm a with your so may cheap that. Of you are. Yema Pangos by Oyi Yema Member Fuado, so may Speaker of Parliament. Nasenda Yema Mem Naana or Bill Fumapa. Opoku-Agyemang. Why you say Vice Presidential candidate here? Nana Kwaswa. So Yema. The American say, from Chief Justice to Speaker of Parliament to Vice Presidential candidate. Yenana, Yasantua, Okudia Santamai, Nanakasa, Tachuma, Yanana Jamarewa, Okudia Tachumai, Yanana Kosia, or Wayabia, Okudia Domamai, Nanakasa, Tisanem, or Babajra, Misaya Mami, Betima Ako, Ajigana Amai.
me say, Amanyo, your thing. Maybe I don't do and pursue you. Who said, Onion Papa? I am trying. Yet you ask me, Pippa body, Pippa by her, Pippa my penny, not depend your become boy. Now the month must boy, no young man your pay. That's me as among on your defense. Now, party, anybody, NDC. Also, no go and PNC war, CPP war, Booms war, Nababa Kika, Baka, Miss Nadaroma, after and it's school, even a big late country. I made Passage Ghana for the among your Yetani, Yetimu, among your arguments. On your day, that could be Mammy Kabi, not do anybody. You are there, I couldn't wear it. Obedient good. I don't know, they are fast. 79, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016.
Okay, so this is TV XYZ, Wezo TV on Facebook and YouTube. There's a lot of noise at the forecourt of the Manshia Palace, and that is giving us an indication the former president and entourage will soon be entering this compound. And my background just depicts exactly where we are, Manshia Palace. Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II today will be receiving John Mahama's running mate, Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang. And I'm sure as we have the conversation, my cameraman will pan around and you can see some of the people who have the opportunity to enter these premises walking in. So this is still live on TV XYZ, Wezo TV, Ago TV in Accra, and a number of social media handles. I know you are attending to a number of protocols before the president and his entourage arrives. Okay. The main Manshia Palace is set. I can hear from the background the siren blowing, suggesting that some of the very important dignitaries who are going to be part of this official presentation ceremony are driving in. Now, around us are several traditional authorities who are ready. They are cleansing themselves because of the COVID-19 protocols. They have to use the hand wash, they have to use the sanitizers, clean it properly before they go in there. In there, the social distancing protocols are perfect. And I can see the convoy of one of the two parties who are very key to this event. And the whole thing is very simple. Former President John Dramani Mahama is coming to introduce his running mate to Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. And as we have the conversation, I will be walking towards to position myself at a place where you can actually see a lot of activity ongoing at my background. And if you look behind me, you can see scores of people. Ghanaians to choose whoever they want, but in their opinion as traditional authorities, it is about Ghana's interest. The Chirahene made some significant pronouncements. Of Parliament under John Mahama, several women were appointed. We know Charlotte Osei, we know the National Commission for Civic Education Boards, and several other authorities. But he said, under Akufo-Addo, he's also chosen a woman as a chief of staff, and John Mahama again has chosen a woman as a running mate. And for him, that is what simplifies what Ghana.
Confusion about 2020. Yeah. Miss Ghana for. Yeah. Miss Adam Sayamu. Yeah. Registration 2020 registration in the home in yeah. No more, yeah, more. American say, no miss security for a baby. Yeah. Okay, IGP. Yeah. I'm a commander. Yeah. BNI Rebecca. Yeah. No, currently IGP dear nka say about to be register see na ho assembly Malte. Yeah. Niema cross the adoto no. Yeah. Ubati ne ba soja for. Yeah. Na soja for so kra ye oyi. Law and order. Yeah. Ye be ye hu se ba ye de. Begina no. Yeah. Ye ni say police for ben maintain law and order. Yeah. Na everybody ye ngu police for no. I don't know soldier for the entire didn't burn some of so getting. Nasabi and Mass Army Commander. It is why he or a domaniba. IGP a domaniba. Near Miss Army Commander. Name the shade back on Tuan, their catcher man for Sebi Banto Mabeno. Meaning over to me, I didn't mean. The Miss Sani Panabeda that security agencies in Anna. Obianya professional. We are professional, we say. As you do and say, Bibi, Efa, Amandum, and Abatua, no, yeah. Tim, Paumani. Embrano, Nyashu. France, Domani. Say just any panon is Afro Mra, Pamana, Edina. Na Kobasa put the Mrani Tibia, NDC, Oliver, Udiadiver, MPP, Udiadiver, Udiadi, Good, and Yokama. Come here, the stroke beyond me, you be born. Or, no master, no one.
Ekigano Mechina Naana Muna Banani. Yo. Mechina Chira Mai Banani. Na Mama Yemame. Yo. Obe Fumapa. Yo. Say Naana Opoku-Agyemang. Yo. On the Napafu. Yo. Apama. No plani, I may have a person. Now, Bakosam no a free thing. I'm a paying for mine. Oh, ye, I'm a rich of so may cheap justice. Oh, free one. Yama Pangos by. Oh, ye, I'm a member of one, so may speaker of parliament. Nasenda, Yama men, Naana, or Bill from my part. Yes. Opoku-Agyemang. Why you say, vice presidential candidate here. None of us. So, you American say, hey, I can get here from Chief Justice to Speaker of Parliament to Vice Presidential candidate. Maybe the letter.
Said, Amanyo, your thing. Maybe I don't know you and Kosubi. Who said, on your papa? I didn't try. Yet you see, Bippa Bodia, Bippa by her, Bippa Mampany, not be tell you, okay, what? Now the month muscle boy, no, you mind your pay. Sassy has among on your defense. Now, party, anybody, NDC. Also, go and PNC war, CPP war, Booms war, about like a county, the country. Yes, Nadaroma, I play. And in school, even a bit make country. America Sanchez Ghana for Naana. Among your Netani, Chichibu, among your arguments, on your day that Kabi Mammy Kabi, not to one of the day, we are there about Gonobede, Obedin. I had the Afras 79, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008. 2012, 2016. Then create Libya, Mammy, confusion about 2020. Yeah, Miss Ghana for. Miss Adam is a young registration 2020 registration in the only individual. No more, yeah, more grand. American say, no miss security for a baby. Okay, IGP. I'm a commander. BNI in the back. No, currently IGP, the Anka said about to register, see, no assembly, Malte. Near my cross, see the other two on Ugati, the Basoja for. The soldier was to cry away. Law and order. Never you was ever there. Bejano. You need some
What's up on? Mario Council, Yama Kabawi, Ibusa, Mapenda, and a powerful. Omanati say a real Modu Otumfuo.
Nachiame. Ewe de semu haya nya boni bia. Eye omompeni dada John Dramani Mahama. Wono ena NDC eyi no se woni anim. Na se de amamre tie no. Si eyi wo se de anim a na wo sa won so yi wabedi akiri. Enti no okubisa abrewa eni mpanimfo edi nkita ho. Na de koba ya ne se wo mu nyina no ko benkrom se wo mo Professor Naana Agyemang ono ena woni yewa John Dramani Mahama woni na bedi akiri na se de nyina so nim no o man penina da John Dramani Mahama de ni ba papa ko pe eni Otumfuo enti se nyame na don na se wanya obi a oba bedina chi a na mamre kire se wo so ade ba ne papa nim na wade no ebe chi ano no waji nshira enso edi free no no ti aro pai so hu ya no a enye boni bia owura John Dramani Mahama His Excellency Oba so ade na bedi akiri a ye professor e ba be chia ni papa a Otumfuo de was
Mena kwaso mo no amra jum na de nti a de ne beto no be kan ha me iranti.
Your Excellency Madaruma Natun sa e de afro okay the chama be ka kasa sana Naturally, begin to be the other say, Metron Sa, the afraid, national chairman, who was some of Pusambofo. Now, Obabi, a domo bahano at the actually.
It's so blue, said the National Blue, Vidica and Sana, Wow, a Bergumuno. The national chairman was also now for the change of the media and Sana. Our Babu Jumundi Sabi, and that's what Tuja. Two was a water home.
Otumfuo chairman ho. Manin song one am de fauso. Na master kwan Otumfuo ho. Na mpanyifo a edi omampanyi dada echi eba ye no. Matimi ayi adi a kire na miwie no krakra na. Ono ankasa nso no yato nsa frɛ no na nia enunti waba bedru ha no ode ato afakyea me so na asi Otumfuo eso enti se eba ya ni dikan no ye wo yewura ntwujamfi ewo ha wa mode hye yewura ntwujamfi ewo ha ye wo yenua ba Barbara Sewa Samuel ye deputy general secretary wa wode hye ono so ewo ha Dr. T.J. Former energy minister wa wode hye wa Santimamu ono so ewo ha yewura Kwadwo Bonsu ebra bi atwam na osomo as Kumasi mayor ono so ewo ha yewura Captain Buta Naval Captain Buta ye Ashanti Caucus mpanyu Minister for Defense Kenneth J enso wo ha ma hu ye Moame former deputy regional minister Mami Opoku-Agyemang ono so ma hu no wo ha na ma hu ye nua Osei Monsa Frank Osei Monsa Patrol Pajomu kakra na yɛhwɛ ɔno nso ɛwɔ ha and the wind ya wɔ this year ɛmi sɛ ɔmanpanyin dada aba ha na sɛ ɔmo ama ha bi a bɛha adwene kakra afei yɛwura Julius Debra ɛbere bi atwam na ɔyɛ ɔboafoɔ mapa ɛma President Mahama yɛ former chief of staff nso ɛwɔ ha afei yɛfiri hɔ a yɛwɔ awɔ this year ɛyɛ maame Idrisu enso ewo ha mampanyifo pa efi asantima mu ha wo som party NDC party no ono nso ewo ha yewo Professor Joshua Alabi ono former vice chancellor ewo University of Professional Studies ono no ye national campaign manager enso wo ha afi yewo the original chairman ono na party ni sinistra so e santima mu ha nso e wo ha ewura Nana Kwasi ana fe wa wo de hye Dr. Christian Amakunuama wasom omai e wo various ministries nso oba panyi ba akopa sesi yesi ye ko bisa abrewa na kire se ufiri no ho na ukọ maame Betimodri so ho na ye kwa akotie abrewa asem ti ye de ne aba ho kire ya em se no ho de ye kwa ko bisa abrewa no mama ye nyansa nti ye maame nso e wo ha afi party church for panyi ye Yewura Johnson na Siedun Ketia ono nso e wo ha ye nyina fa General Mosquito o wo ha na ba bia du no em se ye ba ye nso no ye su ni mamamra on se amamre enti ye ba ye Otumfuo de fefefo ye ma ye na ode ema yakwaba no ye nso ye kura eye broni snap no ye de chechire santiman man ye yie no ekuta pantu mienu na eye whisky enso pantu eno so ene ne ekeka ho am se eno afi na nam kwan so be naka mu de ne ade nyina enim se sabe Otumfuo atrankonya wo ho amamre bi a wose ade ye ma santiman koso na empire papa nso obedi akira ebma NDC amanyukuru no nso afa ne ntoma papa afura na yetumi adi nkunim na yaboa amagana chechira ya chechiri etumi akoso no eno nso eye adaka mu de nso eka ho na baby amadu de am say Yewura Sapon ogina menchen odi kan kasa ye no no so bra bi atwam no obaye mayor wo ha sabaye asantimantem swafo sanko Cape Coast ekoye regional minister ewo ho na empanyin se ansa na panyin papa yebeyi na kire na nienti a oba ha no yada na di no I said, Minso, Adaruma, Minso, me who they said, men of my party, New June training, while would this year, a national chairman for some perform. Well, be a mad idea. Near Yame, a shiano, wash a shed. Na, agent and him say, a baby a trouble. Of a year, Mampani, and you must know, or yeah, dear. I may say, young Cassan Kumasubwa. Na emuka sie pa ba ko ne se na Sapon ye mayor na me local government minister no Otumfuo ye ba wo na ase e be sere wo se ye pese ye be dan ne KJT ya market adim na wa wi apaye papa e de ma yen sa hira yen e ma yetimi e de edwe be si ho a enne se me han mani ameka se Africa and as West Africa had there is no market like the KJT market in terms of the cashier the complex now there in Numa what do Santima acquire hospital schools are schools or ye obia ye do my share and sano when you not teacher me so obia so nti na ko Ghana for na nyina ande e koba pro a ye duru ho a wo man kasa da eka e to da bi kra de e wi afibi no mo ase wo na ye we da ye wo na we nti say edinya e da no so pa ne say adwuma wura anase nation builder a wo de o man sha ne nsa who know who say wo de sha ne nsa Ghana sika no odo be adwuma pepete ama na aso obi aso sa papa yi obra ne ho ase ne president mu kra no wa man ho so se no tia no te Film na me akasa me ni de hia 1997 wa parliament ebesi sabre no Yewura John Dramani Mahama uhu na onsesan obra ne ho ase obuade osuro nyame saa papa yi NDC fo yaka se Yesu Kristo okọ oso obesan ba bio na obeba de ye de yedim Nyankopon kwa nenim but Yewura John Dramani Mahama the second coming ne de metimi ahye ho nkom kakra aka se nyame aye adom a na se modern papa di achi a better say 7th January the bekwa gina Independence Square no na the second coming of John Dramani Mahama na ye kwa akobo epa ho ntoma na enunti ye mraba ye amamra no so etra ye se wuyi flag bearer na se ekoto aba president I was so done a bit or yet vice president na oba beta nachi na nyamen chade Nyankopon bo ade nyina no ka se enye se banman ko abetena nti meba ne se so bo afo edai ama no nti abode nyina mu no oba na ye ka akire anyame bo oba wie ye no hu se afi de abode nyina no ma wie ka akire so de oyoba nti na ma yagigi won so na yedo mo bibi a eyeyie na we de enye oba bi keke oba wode ne gina kwa ayese yasanto a ogina ye na okoma santeman mu no enne na nyame abue kwan se Ghana yabakose mu no sanya kwagiri agri e kan se if you educate a man you educate an individual if you educate a woman you educate a whole nation nti oba de oyomo ya jafade kese a yedo mo bibi a eye na yabakose mu nso ye nya bida na enne NDC aye ko kase a abu oman penesa be bu oman ta President John Dramani Mahama ayi na be di akire a oyo oba me de me ye osuboni Yohane me ba se me ba be prapra kwanum na ma agenkwa na ba be fa so enti ba bi amadu de Otumfuo adaroma na acha mo adaroma me de ahombrase e ba to nsa frɛ eye the humble servant, the servant leader, the progressive leader, the nation's builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the flag bearer of the NDC and the next president of the Republic of Ghana. Now only Abekasa. No, Madam Masi.
Your Royal Majesty, Ohenkese, Naana, Osei Tutu II, Otumfuo, Asante Hene. I'm say, ene uhumiha senya minya sapon ene your national chairman kan no yen kura na boni ne dikan me dawase ene Abraham ye president akwankyere ene futuo awde boami ama mitimi hwe oman so eno mitimi dawase me dawase me wieda na nyame na odinda sebe ma na Abraham ye president emrebia me baha na yede adwin ato ho ni ahwe ni ebetimi aye ama yepeja asanteman na asanteman efa ntama penfra enti ye ndwuma bebre senia national chairman kan is your school dan ewo miamia bebre ye akwan Cocoa Roads emudodo eba asanteman mu ha hospitals, AC hospitals bebree was anti-mine. Send your kind of KJTR market also. A PJC ho. Then your KJTR markets, other markets bebree. You see, I just say, ye peja as anti-mine a group and perswebi. Airports. Nana Wadaruma overcome home. My commission first phase. Abra, you see, runway no, any baby aeroplane by parking. I didn't feed you by send a bear. And I Joe, yo, airplane betting me see, it will come as her. Send you may na any year. You will be a bin so, your name, you are Sanya, and Sana me free buying so. Airport phase 2. Oh, my. Hene kese ba ko beka me ho me atwa sword am didi se anka adwuma no aban we ma ne koso anka se phase 2 po yewie so me ba me hu se koso fe na sane wo se eba no na free samre no am se anyoma akechi kakra afa empunto ho ne nyoma nketemkete bi ndc amanyoko no abra yi me as flag bearer with the me ho be chero na mesa eda wase nti na wo hu mi handa emra ne kire se e wo se mi yi nipa obeka me ho ni akopre abato no nti yane Council of Elders and the National Executive Council. You share solely from Benkumni Nifa and a tall or Benfo Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang. So, the question say, Oyoba, and so yes, Oyoba anti any year no or Sefata. If you say, oh shit, Ninjuma, why free me or your lectures, ever pimps or be a Minister of Education. Nejuma Sweeney. I just say, ocean at this one was Shadia Kuichi. A brow war Ministry of Education, sir, e-blocker, ye see here, Edujama, the FFF, you see, or no, and Miamia Bebre, or no, and a so, and me to me, yes, Adiano. Obaye onim se womasua ehia enti oyen hyehyɛ se na beya enkoda no betimi sua na omotimi apase on exams enti books a ehia se yede be ma enkoda no ye baye na enkoda 9 book ba ko eno mu nyina hwem abra ye be free abamu a obe free Ministry of Education na enkoda wo Ghana hebia obia ewo books na n9 na utimi hu se senior year no ema additional ekonim na teacher for go school 27% teacher absenteeism ye be free aban mu na wate aba form to 7%. Intending na X-ray or exams are in Kwadana room. Osha BEC Nabreso and the best performance in BEC. Oka course Nabreso and the best performance. Osha West African Senior Certificate Exam. Omotron and say papers in leaky. Nabreso without leakage. Ghana for 4 years continuous in the DFS our West African secondary school exams. Into a nipa wasong the mind. Into a share any SEO or Sefata say you them as a running mate. And you now and Council of Elders G2 and National Executive Committee so a G2 and or shall say or call Nikrum a cochair na himfo and obecha and cranso a himfo or Nanti akosrim yina na ne and edruse yadeno a betchrow na yadin a betchrow. amambrɛ kwan so na wɔma asanteman abosom ne yɛ nananom a wɔmadi kan nyinaa wɔmhu sɛ ɔno ɛna mɛyi no sɛ yɛkɔpere abatoɔ no nana yɛwɔ nhyehyɛeɛ bebree a yɛba a yɛdwen sɛ asanteman so ɛbɛnya ho mfasoɔ yɛayɛ bi da yɛne wo afa adwen ayɛ mpuntuo bebree ɛwɔ asanteman mu nam sɛ ɛfiri aberɛ a ɛfiri aban mu wonhu hwee a ɛkɔ so wɔ asanteman mu nneɔma ɛtɔ sin wohwɛ galanano na meka small scale mining adwuma no nkurɔfoɔ ɛtua sika agye concessions mmara kwan so minerals commission na de ma ho aban foforɔ bae ɔmagye saa concessions yɛfiri saa nnipa no ho ɛna ɔmode ama ɔmo a ɔmo pɛ ghana yɛ nyinaa yɛyɛ nnipa baako ɛwɔ sɛ obi adi ghana ho mfasoɔ woyɛ asanteni o woyɛ akyemni o woyɛ nkranni o woyɛ fanteni o woyɛ aigbani o woyɛ dagombani o yɛn nyinaa ɛne ɛyɛ ghanafoɔ nso asɛ na sɛ ɛyiyi mu aba mu wonyi party bi a ne agye wo concession ne ɛde ama yɛgyegyegyegye nkurɔfoɔ excavators ɛde ama party foɔ sɛ ɔmo deɛ ɔmo mfa nkɔyɛ adwuma saa nneɛma yi nyinaa ɛna ndc a yɛyɛ gyina hɔ ma social justice ɛsɛ nyame yɛ adom ne ɛbaa saa mistakes nyinaa ɛbɛ correcte ɔmo a yɛagye ɔmo excavators ɛbɛgye ɔmo ade ama wɔn ɔmo agye ɔmo concessions ɛbɛgye ama wɔn na yɛde mmara to hɔ sɛ na ɔmbɛtumi ayɛ mining no ama ɔman no anya ho mfasoɔ aberɛ a yɛnsɛe asase no ne nsuo no saa ne ɛhia nti nhyehyɛ foforɔ a yɛde ba cooperative mining mmabunu yi ɔmoyɛ ɔmo ho into cooperatives a yɛbɛnya mining safety officers na ɔmo abɛgyina hɔ na ɔmo ahwɛ so na ɔmo ayɛ adwuma no yie sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ asase no nsɛe ne ɔmbɛnya biara kakra na ɔmo de ato hɔ ɔmo wie a na yɛsiesie ɛfam no yie na yɛduadua ndua egu so na yɛde ɔmo sika ama ɔmo sɛ ɔmo anyɛ dɔm firi hɔ a na sika no yɛde akɔfa bulldozer ne abɛsiesie hɔ na nipa ɔbɛsiesie hɔ no na yɛde ɔmo sika no atua no nneɛma bebree wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ama sika kɔkɔɔ no a yɛhwɛ no ayɛ mfaso ama yɛ man nyame na ɛde kyɛɛ ghana ha nyinaa ɛfiri axim ɛkɔpem ɛyi bɔko hɔ nyinaa wotu fam a wobɛnya gold nti ɛnyɛ deɛ a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde sogyafoɔ ɛdi nkɔda akyi ɛkunkum bi ne adeade nti ɛdeɛ mmara foforɔ nhyehyɛeɛ foforɔ ɛne ɛde bɛba sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi anya sika ɛtumi ɛde mpuntuo aba ghana afa na nyinaa nana makasa no na yɛwɔ project a yɛfrɛ no 10 billion big push because wohwɛ ghana sɛneɛ ɛkɔ no a mpuntuo no yɛyɛ no nkakrakra but ɛduru mmere bi a sɛ wobɛnya economic transformation and economic acceleration ɛwɔ sɛ wopagya infrastructure no ɛkɔduru pɛmpɛnso bi na ɛtumi ayɛ mfaso ama wo nti yɛwɔ biribi a yɛfrɛ no the big push a ɛkyerɛ sɛ $2 billion every year for 5 years yɛde bɛyi akwan yɛde bɛsi ayaresa yɛbɛyɛ schools sɛnɛ bɛyɛ a yɛma nyinaa ɛbɛnya school ne bi akɔ yɛde bɛtwe light ama ɔmo ndi light yɛto nsuo ama obi a ɔni bi agricultural equipment yɛde bɛma akuafoɔ sɛnɛ bɛyɛ a they can process their goods akra Kumasi kwan ɛka ho mmerɛ pii wote sɛ nkwanhyia asi ɛfiri sɛ yɛ single carriageway how can we see nyinaa single carriageway gye sɛ kurase ɛna ɛkɔ nti de bia overtaking na cars mmienu akɔpem nipa 30 ewu na 21st century Ghana sɛ yɛ use single carriageway deɛ ɛnsɛ mfata nti yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ another lane sɛ na yɛ a wokɔ Kumasi a mo nyinaa mo nam lane baako efi Kumasi ba omu nyinaa nso nam lane baako ɛno ɛmma cars mmienu ɛnkɔpem saa ɛmma nipa ɛnhwere ɔmo nkwan saa nso na Accra Cape Coast Road Accra Aflawo Road ɛne akwan a ɛhia ne nyinaa yɛbɛdualize sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ yɛbɛma saa rate of car accidents akɔ fam. Other roads nso ɛhia te sɛ Eastern Corridor Road any roads ɛwɔ Brong Ahafo ɛba through Ashanti to Western Region ɛhɔ nso ɛhɔ na Koko fa ɛne saa nneɛma yɛsiesie kwan na ɛbɛyɛ mfaso ama yɛ railways every time I got in Gaggisburg gusi yɛnyɛ ebi nka ho kakra bi ɛne yɛtumi ayɛ aka ho nti railways baby ɛnam Western Rail Line every takraje eba Kumasi ni apa bi akɔ nyinahin ni etimi di akɔ box site ɛwɔ hɔ Eastern Rail Line sɛ de ebe fi nkran aba Boankra obi kra ne container ni de si railway no so ni abeyi wɔ Boankra instead so obɛkɔ tamale akɔ yi container no ɔkɔ Boankra no akɔfa na de nti saa nneɛma ni nyinaa ɛna ɛwɔ saa big push no na me show bo sɛ kɔbasi yɛ kyekyɛ saa mpuntu na sɛnea wonim no asanteman benya ne kyɛfa nti we de yɛmpɛ sɛ yɛsɛ ɔmmerɛ ɔhene kɛseɛ Otumfuo meyi nipa mekan no Prof Naana Opoku-Agyemang menim sɛ wonim no yie nso ɔna no yɛ first female vice chancellor of a public university in Ghana ɔhwɛ Cape Coast University so ɛkyerɛ sɛ university no ɛnɛ one of the major universities in Ghana nti ɔno ɛne ayi no ɔbrɛ ne ho ase ɔkasa brɛw nso ɔyɛ nipa ɔyɛ firm and a disciplinarian nti me gidi sɛ ɔbɛka me ho a yɛnyina bɛyɛ adwuma abɔ mu na yɛama yɛpagya Ghana aduru pɛmpɛn so a yɛnyinaa pɛ sɛ aduru nti mɛfrɛ no na ɔno nso abɛka biribi kakra na ɔde ne ho akyerɛw Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang.
Medasipi, Your Excellency. Pacho Nana Chami Oho. Yo, Nana Chami, Kamesro, Nama de Mama Nietia Wabi, Afauso, na Akoda Otumfuo anim. And then, Assembly de Miracanina, Intimima Sambe Titiawa. I decline. A woman says, Sabi, Ebi Anebinu Nim Dada, and Nansu Sunim, and so Anamobi Ababatom anymore. Ɛsɛ mbɛda me ho kyerɛ na nane ne mpanimfoɔ na adesrɛ de bi na mede nam ka mebɛsrɛ na nansɛm nhyira mebɛsrɛ no afotu maba bɛsrɛ no kasakyerɛ ɛfiri sɛ menim sɛ anamo a ɛda m'anim no bia na metu anamo bi da no wedeɛ ɛwɔ sɛ deɛ teɛ mehia nana soronko mehia nana na wahwɛ m'akyi mehia nana wahwɛ m'anim mehia nana wahwɛ me nkyɛn mu nyinaa na mekɔi nana no a adandane me na ɛho aba mfaso ama ɔman no nso so nti ɛno ne adesrɛde kɛse a ɛno nti a maba bɛduru ha anɔpɛ na sɛdeɛ mewura aka no adwuma ɛwoda yɛnim no deɛ ɛwom sɛ yɛ adwuma kɛseɛ deɛ nanso so sɛbesɛbe ti baako nkɔ agyina nti yaba no saa no yɛnim sɛ yɛbɛhyɛ bɔ sɛ adwuma no deɛ ɛbɛyɛ yɛn ho na yɛayɛ sɛdeɛ maka no ɛho aba mfasoɔ ama obiara na yɛkɔ yɛnim no yɛyɛ mpaebɔ ne sɛ ɛbɛyɛ nyame pɛ na aba no a yɛbɛto no yɛakɔ akɔto no bɔkɔɔ na namasɛm baako ahia me ɛne Ghana ha asomdwoe bɛba ha ɛnkyɛ yɛ bia sɛ yɛkɔ akɔkyerɛ yɛ din na nka Ghana ha deɛ din yɛatwerɛ bebree yɛn koraa na ebinom ba na wɔbɛsua firi yɛ hɔ afei yɛkɔ yɛnim na obi akra wɔ fie bɔkɔ mekɔkyerɛ me din aba afedi nchro no na de amane bia befia atete nti enu de ekoma ye nyina anya menko amema no ja mpanifo bese obi abanye nti ye nyina ebetu ye manofo na bibia akwa asomdwe mu amaye esega na ha de si enya asomdwe a ana oman bia ni ho akọ nanim a oni asomdwe mpuntu obi abeba na ejina asomdwe so nti na nka ye koye nimi na bibia ya asomdwe Ghana ha de yanka sebe eni nipa a omunim de yanka se enim nipa a omunko school yanka se eni hwe ye wo bebre ne bekeka bo ni nyina ye bekeka bom na sisi ani papa na omana fa ne tuma efra no na ejina ye bete ye ho ase ye wo papa no ma cheche no mu a na obi ani tan a na odwene so me de menka ho a ewo se de na dwuma ye kora ekofa na mo metime ka obi afua oye onye se obi uba na bi nya oba enden se bia duasa untimi nkoto mo ntwene mo kasa kire uba danda no so bati asese ye nyina ye ka ho ye nyina ye nipa baako se de amira His Excellency akano na ka yakono bokoboko ese se be Ghana ye betimi akoya nimpo achen bibia ye duena ne nyina gyina ye so ntira na nya woni na mesre meginetufo wona me ba beje foto no efiri ho nti masam kakra ene me besra unsem isra afoto nantina me nantina na mu nyina maka me ho na eho abamfaso ama Ghana nyina titiro eho abamfaso ama ye mma eho abamfaso ama emabunu eho abamfaso ama emma yaka na emma no a sebe aduasa meba so sebe boka ho bi eho so abamfaso ama ye mpanimfo bia na omako mo mpanin so wo mo fie hia na kwese ye ye nhihye ya ho nka ho nti na meka ne se mfaso ne de akoba bia na meka ne sa na manu asi me da se bebre
Monsieur Brou, il dit qu'il y a un Japon. Ça m'a dit qu'il y a une bonne manière. Ça m'a dit qu'il y a un babetia. Il y a un bédiétili. On a un peu fou. Nécessairement. Si Joseph Boni, on va voir un peu fou, on va nam. Un peu fou, on va dire Pada fo wo mu ene sebe omo go tibre mu nyina o mpanyi da so so chire na ho brase ekuta no ni mfi a obedi na ba mu nyinara sebe nema ekuta no ne se du ho ekuta no ne de chire se kwa ma no be kasai on so e da se da kase ne ma wo se wada wo ma so wan kwan mende wo ba chia wo na sebe bra and this is out no or don't bet low as you wish out to for now say brother say back for nante we now say the cheetah for nti penifo nya ka di pa ho no onya wa nana for the Naana Opoku-Agyemang say penifo nya aja to say ona say only one chidom na franka tu awutu no so butu mo ho do go na say Ghana for 2 minutes and say wa do me bru you know na say kwoti en kumfo no mpanyimfo akwa amama bebe so mo se na die se be bato no mo se bi na die wo na hwa me si kwan na masim abara ba kyerɛ me na se be futu obi ara odi amawo odo me bu mpanyin se ni fie mo twi ni fie nan mo bi so be mo no be oye do jano ho wa me bu o se no be tosini and in the house you see as a Ghana and Bako. So the teaching aba a far good year you tune from home, one for no more added year, Nina the how. Say other thing that says Almanaba. To Nina no born to us. But somebody said this who want Ghana Sabi, who be a Ghana home for swore. Then Ghana Sabi, the Mabako, who was maybe Sabi, the country. And I said, we are going in trouble. Say, young come on any back. I drop you, be also did you home. That's a big gun and Timon. Sukua was to see here. Acquire Sabi, ye, didn't nobody know who the rule. The airport, I said, I don't brew. Yeah, hope. About one said, was saying some people said, I got what to amount. I beg something. Nina, Sabi won't say, the matter to question. So, Noara, Sabon to another Ghana 14 in 7. Now, better slow. Odomebu eno ozi asedema o say we hu ho mpaibo eno ofutuo fi say bra na o say be ma panyin no me nyina oba ha no mo ofutuo na atete no ande sebe odi asa ababiu ti odi stress man sebe titafo awona na wasa anu Opoku-Agyemang on so baye odi kan say oba bedi ho futuo no ji ho tene o kasa say o kasa kire no na sit down dande na dakoma so de power pepa sisi en kabumu ama emfasundui emma sebe na no ya trodi eni mesisi ye no obi akra se o ko trodi ne nso beti ne mabasa si eni ko se saade ne ba se Ghana yi nya asumdui so ma bia be kon kan ya asumdui di kan ya e no mani tumi kon kan e na sebe all straight sebe saade no adom ebru wo do kasa manfuti Otumfuo ma sebe sa asumdui no tima tra Ghana memu ha the never boama ye ni ati akwa ni say your ma ba ko ni ko say ti betu makao eba and the work and so sebe kan de no ko na de ye na ababidi ni wachi obetimi akosa ko no a ofutuo weju akwa ko no a odo bebru mpaibo no kwa nchire odi free ho no mu a sebe amboa no ama na nya sebe kwanse anya sebe ko duro timi de agina onwa ninya panyi dondomani achi atare chi abo ma bibia tuma yen koso so baya no so na se no don ba so ma be chiawo don de wonana awa be chiawo mo nya so asa de ho nchira ma se be emre no so na ga na fotuo ma se mo a atumi ato aba e de abo ho mo o ba na na te se na eburu Otumfuo de mate o makọ ba so Otumfuo na wa se dun ketia so na do ko mu aka bibi kaka menanti Otumfuo se no so ba ha ene twetwe ni ada no ka ya ga no so ka bibi kakra na me ko so oba no hu okokro ti dem ye ko so kwonti mo na hu ni nyina
Yo Otumfuo chame am se ubetie ama asante mawura ate se di ntia na ma se ya no asem nyina me na sha chama nkan se mene na naje esi mu be se na atwem yenu ni a ye ba apro enti kasa no yakabia enti chama ne President Mahama any free cry ebeshia ye wo ha nunti na me se yempese ebema na nanuma transe ama akonya so ayehye nunti na me se nka Otumfuo mfam free me na yempanimfo aka no nyina sanete na de ba ko ampese me de ka ho so ne se President Mahama e fa sa adwene no se ode oba ebe na badi akire no o cheche ne ma bi mu kakra ebi ne se wasua bakosem wasua oman na nkasa se de kwan na nanom mofa subu oman yi ansa na broni ba emfie nan ya wabedi akonwa iso okwa hemfie bia na bia na so a osua ne ma ekoso wo ho enti osusu se emfia duosia ya ba bedi akonwa ya nya fa ahudie a yedi ehosoi ba bia oman no na nka ye nyina ye pese nka ebe pagya duro no ye nya nuru ho enti ase ebu nkompoko ye chinde ehunu se obroni amamre ne yedi ebu man na nanom so na omohwe oman so edunti se entimi nsesan kọ ya mamre de no nkoa mukura no a ye betimi atase na nanom niema bi a omo ye no niema bi ewom ne de aka obroni de no ho ejiri si eye no saa ebi a baabi a ɔman no bepagya akoduro no ɛbɛkɔ n'anim ntɛm baako ne sɛ owura himfie baabi a yɛde ɔhene kyea a ne yɛde ɔbaa ahema so akyea nananom tena ɛbɛdwom ne edi asɛm na emu ɛbere so a yɛsi yɛmfa nsata baabi na yɛnkɔ bi sa abrewa ɛso obroni deɛ yɛ ba yɛ deɛ yɛbɔ ma yɛre deɛ a bɛrima ne abɔ na ba deɛ akyerɛ so bɛrima asɛm ba ne ɛsɛ sɛ yɛkɔ bi sa abrewa na kyerɛ sɛ yɛnya abrewa misa no nti adwempa a nananom de hyehyɛ yɛamammuo no a etimi ɔman etimi kɔɔso no osusu sɛ saa deɛ yɛ adeɛ baako a ɔkɔtase na ɔde bɛka ho a ebi a ebebue kwan bi ɛde ama yɛ yɛtɔ so mmienu so ɔka sɔɔso ne sɛ obroni deɛ no so koraa ɔde baeɛ no ɔse ka bi ma mi nka bi amammuo na ne fapem yɛ ɔdodoɔ amammuo yɛka Ghanafoɔ so a afi bi a yɛka ɛsɛ mmaa no dɔɔso kyɛ mmarima na mmaa dɔɔso kyɛ mmarima na kyɛ sɛ mmaa no hɔ na dodoɔ no wɔ enti saa so woyɛ ɔdodoɔ amammuo na akɔyi mmarima nko a ebi a na si ntɔ kakra ba ɛno nti yɛnyɛ ɔdodoɔ amammuo a ɛyɛ ɔdodoɔ amammuo ankasa nti bɛrima akɔ a na ɔbaa so di n'akyi balance a yɛhia no wɔ ɔman mu sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛadwene bɛkɔ bɛnkoro mu no ebi si yɛfa kramo baako ne yɛfa kristo baako a ɛne ɛbɛ balance ebi si yɛfa santini baako ne yɛfa siremni baako a ɛne ɛbɛ balance ebi si yɛfa SDA ni ne yɛfa basiri ni ɛne ɛbɛ balance na wahwɛ ahunu sɛ balance bi wɔ hɔ a Nyankopɔn no ankasa na ɛyɛɛyɛ ɛno ne ɔbaa ɛne bɛrima balance ɛno nti ɛne deɛ nana wokɔtɔ kaa obi abɛka sɛ o kaa yi ɛfɛ power ɛsɛ Benz o kaa ɛfɛ power ɛsɛ Benz na sɛ wotra yɛyie na wanya Benz a wotɔ a yɛgya no wɔka sɛ yɛkɔpɛti kɔ atɔ ɛno nti yɛnsa aka Benz no balance a ɛno Nyankopɔn ahyehyɛ ɛno nti ɔde baeɛ no yɛka sɛ a kɔmfɔ bi wɔ hɔ osi dwom a ɛsi aduro bi anka dam nti asɛm yɛ a papa yi akɔfa aba yi ɛne maame yi a ɔde ne din aba yi deɛ obi aduro nka dam ne nyinaa yɛnka mmom ne nso mu na yɛntimi nkɔpere akonnwa no ne yɛhwɛ sɛ ɔman Ghana ebɛtumi afa yɛn ntoma paafra enti nana kakra me nso menim fa ho a mede ɛbɛfa akyea me nso amana duro Otumfuo so ɛno no medam ase
so Bruce said you want to see the getia or me bonzo say no so teach you mkoya nti asebe oba ako fa na be de chi oba no susuya asebe tete amamre mu no or me bru sankofa ero makofa asebe de be bu oman no sebe ya to do amamu no aye oba ne be ma se yango si bo ade oba no bo be ma no eboa ma sebe fie bia mu mpuntu ti bi koso ɛno mo hwɛ so sebe o mo de hwɛ wi no mo de agu o ma no mo ma na yi se kan Ghana se kwa na se ma no do so se mema enti se do ma no do so se mema de a ada na ɛfɔ ɔbaa ina be de kyiri na mmoa ɛma bibia ebia so enye nkoso nchechi mu a so ɔdo mebru de ɔba kɔba yɛ no mo chechi mu pa mo de susu a mo de yɛ no ɔdo mebru Zom
Bibi aba ya kata kati ya no dia na asem na ye den kakra.
So se no se bibi aba nti ya na kata kata dia na de kakra.
Etie otumida o man panyin dada se ne ona na pampo nya no nya ene na je no bi tire di not na be chia me.
So go se no on panyin dada John Mahama Otumfuo so do wase se ne no pamfo nyina aba na titiri onye ọnụ na Jemensa so be de chiri na wodi na ba ababetia ne
na Jemensa de on the rabato
na Jane Opoku-Agyemang sebe odom ebu obi de chiri so sika no asem no na wodi na ba betia no so da so papa
and then so am hu me na no me hu ya che nyina
zoom se na wodi wase na mo a ohu ma che nyina na wodi mu nyina ba fia na ba betia omo abeti Otumfuo na so papa
nyase wa ba mu kwa na ebesa me mu ni aba mu so ase wo se mtu ebesa
tu se do ka che mo se ne se mo ba mu kwa na se ma tia mu wura mu na ba mu a ha mu fie se mo ba na ba tia mo na so se eno hu mu wo de ma so papa se mo de mo abeti no Bẹ́ẹ̀ da ọ̀dọ́ mi kú sí Otumfuo ṣe ẹ̀rọ ṣe oníṣòwò ayé bí pẹ̀yìn ẹ̀rẹ̀ nnẹ́ sẹ́bi sẹ́dún sùn àwọn kọ́kọ́ yà ọ̀dọ́ bàbá bẹ̀ yẹ. So di kúrò bèbè asákyerẹ́ o bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn bá yí wọ́n ọdún bá kyerẹ́ no Otumfuo sẹ́ hwẹ́ sẹ́ ẹ̀nura na magana fo sẹ́ ẹ̀nura de si yẹ no fo sọ́ọ̀bà no na ebi ma bio ne mu sẹ́ bi yẹ de wọ́n mu no obetuma tete no na ma to wɔn nsɛm ase sɛ baba obetuma yɛ.
ewie yam ne di nkɔmɔ mɛ sɛ yɛ to abɛwie obi gyina hɔ sɛ ɔmampanyin Mahama nkɔka nkyɛn yɛde kɔm ne ani berɛ na titi a no wɔn nam ne ka.
Zɔn sɛ ɔno di nkɔmɔ wɔsi wura sɛbi ɔno deɛ baabi a sɛbi bi a wɔte sɛbi ɔsi ɔka kyerɛ o sɛ obi si yɛka kyerɛ ɔmampanyin dada Mahama sɛ yɛka kyerɛ no sɛ abayɔtu yɛ no yɛde kɔm ne ani berɛ ɛna sɛ bɛtu yɛ eti ano ɔyɛ nyina ɔka asase no nyina kyerɛ o. ɛne sikuo no san de wosi ano sɛ brabɛpere tumi ne ma wɔ mu no ɔbakyi ano no wɔsɛ wɔhwɛ no adeɛ no sɛ bɛyɛ a mfonso ɛbaeɛ no wobɛtumi atere no wɔhunu deɛ de w'anim Anakufoɔ de ɔte so sei ɔno nso bɛsɛ mfie na ɔsan nya bio John ɔsɛ ɔno nso kɔ apro ɔkyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ yɛyɛ wei ɔsɛ sɛ bɛgyina ha yi waka nneɛma a wopɛ nso woyɛ bebree de akyerɛ nananom ɔsɛ wosa akyerɛ mu gye sɛ Otumfuo adɔm eburu ne ba bɛyɛ ɛyɛ no sɛ yɛnya kwan bio a deɛ bɛtumi ɛsa ayɛ ma Ghanafoɔ sɛ bɛ Ghana bɛtumi akɔ anim ɛso so waka ne nyinara ɔsɛ na ɔpɛ firi wo nkyɛn wɔba Ghanafoɔ nyinaa te sɛ ɛno a sɛ ne baayɛ na sɛ sɛ de bɛtumi ayɛ ɛbɛtumi ayɛ ma sɛ bɛ ɔmanfoɔ ate wasɛm ase sɛ saa na sɛ bɛ ɔmabɛnyɛ ɔto sɛ so sɛ fie miɛnsa ne kakra ni yɛmayɛ sɛ yɛmayɛ deɛ se wo deɛ ɔbɛyɛyɛ yɛmo nso so ɛbɔ ntoa ɛde hyɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛbɛyɛ ɔmo nso bɛtumi aba baa mu
obiara nka deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ deɛ ɔyɛɛyɛ nnora deɛ yɛsɛ wɔntumi anyɛkyerɛ mu miɛhu sɛ wotumi yɛ
obiara nka deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ deɛ woyɛɛ no nnora deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ no seesei no so kyerɛ mu amanfoɔ so ɛnte wɔ asoma ase sɛ yɛba sa Ghanafoɔ de bɛto nsɛnea ni ɛwo sɛ wei deɛ ɛtɔ mama no na ɛyɛ na sɛ wei deɛ ɛtɔ mama no ɛyɛ ma yɛhu sɛ bɛduru sɛ be abatoɔ so na yɛhu deɛ bɛtumi de tumi na te ne nsa wɔ se na Otumfuo no sɛ obiara mfa bufuo basabasa biara ne ntɔkɔ biara mmam Zion ɔka no sɛ ne nyinaa yɛ wo nkyerɛkyerɛ mu de wobɛtumi ayɛ ɛbɛbɔ no Ghana ma akɔ n'anim no ɛne bɛma manfoɔ no so ahunu sɛ Otumfuo so kyerɛkyerɛ mu a Ghanafoɔ bɛhu Zoom, so the Bassa, no be a kind of bit my year, the bit my poor Magana, my I could do better as well. The woman let's see, so the woman out to so we need to be sharing Sabi. Zoom, Nana, I'll bet you the lady of the tree was young part of God, my dear, or Nana, would not dada. Zoom. Zoom. Was the school for Munara, or baby for education Nara, or for 2% papa and Bibia. Ah, but I saw baby for education now, but tell you that. Who send my papa and no or sono, Sumpa. Zoom. Mahama, when you are the Zoom. Zoom was the same time foul. Would you be there with the and we go town? And now, but the anymore workers saying that or who's a was a sign. So soon, the Kutawano, son, or the bois, my penny John, the man Mahama. Zoom, who was it, and the son, and my own trouble be a man on trouble be a. Now to church near Memphis. Zoom. To me, I am the Pepua or my penny to Mahama. Zoom, son of church and Semu, the Asabi Empire, the Chiminoa. The bit my boy, my Benada, Don the Mahama. Man, bet me now, Bomagana, my acronym, who teach you mamma for Subetu was massive. Zoom. Zoom. I want a better idea, Zoom says a bit and trouble and some of Kachimunara. Sabay Yavokana some dream, Bakama Fatimasiano. About Atimus Masino, Lina, your boy Nabosumino, that was so soon, a honor, 7 months with a better margin Sadano. Zoom, 2 boys in Okachamu say, Name, only sitting. Zoom. Or so position, Saposi, and I say, man, son of Bedia, Yaminwana, and the Bedimu dance here. Zoom. So until I catch them as a Casa, no more for one someone, which we are so gonna Mamma, Nabois, Nassam, and Yakopon, as we see, no, several one of the show on so that shows, as we know, inside. That's when you now cost Magana, my acronym. Zoom, 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 one Penida, the Mahama, 2 was shady, who feed 2 for fathers and the the say no sabe nana so be ka ho umi enu fie ni ha afutu biara kwantire pa biara ya say sabe mo na ntete o ha no unu se bo ba o de mama mo papa so di wo na pampo na be zoom be da o tun bo so do so papa so afa na na so mo di wachi na na o da ba be ti ano Zoom was another one. Would I no more in Nara and no woman Nara. Sabi Boko, Mamma Mananso, Mozambique, Monana, no, Sambia will be a figure on Maka. 2 was it one say, or Sina Wupon, Adam Nara, and I'm some of one tabachi, not the movie be also a younger so. 2 was it.
Not yummy. You are done, Dramani Mama. Or some fancy you so. Then see, or no one papa so. Say, is see the Kajania said that. You would me say, Nafutio, and the Susun. ebetanachi ama eko ayeko no wadi nkunim ewo kwan bia so maka se ya wie o se kwan beda ho mo dia ko besre akwanse kakra
Mr. Blue said the Oba no day in our no or say the decline as that or no, so only as that ultimately no was in read that the neck was also about foot to the man. No, Sabi, Naana, I can't hold 2 4 can honor or do was papa and a papa baby now was it. Now, so I don't be brew, so I'm restart. Command of Quaya, or best of Quay. No, we shall the Amono. The Muda Trust of Bobun Tua, the Macy Mumbasamba, no, I don't be brew, football will be almost at Mawomo. I don't be brew, so do I say no. Otumfuo was a kwanda ho to the bidna na mabo mas no achemura ai mo ba ni mo ka be mabo mas wadoma
we have just brought to you a live coverage of the official presentation of NDC's running mate, Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang, to the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the second, and the Asanteman Council. I want to just wrap up with a brief conversation with the MP for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who is a key member of the running mates campaign team. He has gone around the country with her. Initially, they started from Commander Traditional Area, where Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang comes from. They've been to the Central Regional House of Chiefs. They've been to some of the traditional authorities in the Greater Accra region. They've been to the northern part of Ghana, Upper East, Upper West, Northeast, and so on. So, I mean, you have been with her. You witnessed this brief but very significant event. And from the presentation, especially when I listened to the NDC General Secretary Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the message was about peace, was about women empowerment, and generally how Ghana will come out peacefully after the December 7 elections. You have been around with her. Many people were doubting Thomas's. They thought because she has been with academia, she may not be able to sail. We've seen it all. We've seen the crowd welcoming her. You have been there. Tell us a little about how it has been so far.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and let me send my regards to viewers across the world. It's important to emphasize that, Eric, as you have noted, the running mate has been so well received. I mean, you saw what has happened at Menchia today. His Royal Majesty very warmly receiving the flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in a very colorful ceremony, brief, but with all the pomp and pageantry that you can expect from Menchia, and the goodwill message, and the fact that, you know, this is a time that we must project women empowerment, we must project inclusiveness, and we must ensure that our democracy works for all the sexes and all Ghanaians, regardless of your creed, regardless of your status and all of that. And that has been the general reception. It's been overwhelming. It has been mind-blowing. It has been absolutely remarkable. If you follow her entourage and you witness the support from the chiefs, from the people, from the women, I mean, we have lost count of the titles that they have bestowed on her, the gifts that they shower on her. They are so enamored, and her message is resonating. It is really reverberating, and her message has been, as you follow her closely, it's been about unity, it's been about respect, it's been about decency, the politics of ideas, and not heat and name calling, insults, acrimony. She says that kind of politics must stop. So she is a candidate that sanitizes the entire political hemisphere. And her campaign style has really caught on with the people. Now, one would have thought that, particularly in very conservative societies, where it is believed that, you know, women must take a backstage and all of that, they may be cold or apathetic towards her. Rather, in those communities, they have been, I mean, the outpouring of love and affection has been amazing. And I must say that if you look at her stamina too, there are times that at 3 a.m. she's been campaigning. She started at 8 a.m. and she campaigns, visits communities all the way to 3 a.m. And by 6 a.m. she's up. This is somebody approaching 70, you know, and being a female, people often, you know, it's all part of the stereotype, which is wrong. What men can do, women can do, and do it better. But unfortunately, there are some who are still being chauvinistic, who are being misogynistic, who think that what men can do, women cannot do it. And so they are surprised when they see that she's on her feet well over, 12 hours, and she is from the rooftop in her vehicle addressing the crowds, and she has the guest chairs. I mean, there are many men who even move from their various fields in private life, entered politics, and in their initial steps, you recall that they were really struggling. The transition was difficult, but she has really, it's been effortless, very smooth transition, and I think that the naysayers now should concede that it was a great choice. President Mahama, made a fantastic choice. This is a game changer. She adds a lot to the ticket, and those who thought that she would be a liability will have to clearly give up, revise their note. She is an asset. She has the stamina. She has the gravitas. So the issue she's raising. She visited the Gambaga witch camp, for example. I mean, I don't remember the last time a politician, and she insisted. It was not initial on the program. She said, look, once I'm in the region, I want to go there and I want to interact. And she was hugging, holding. That's the kind of person she is.
I even remember that at the onset of her nomination, many people saw her as a role model that is going to drive the gender front and at the same time the youth. And that visit, when I watched it, in fact, we actually showed it as part of this live coverage, and many people saw her speak to them, and I could feel the excitement in the faces of those at that witch camp, and the expectation that as we continue the public discourse, all these camps will be a thing of the past.
Yes, and she has said that is one of the issues she will take up as Vice President, God willing. She is going to ensure that this whole witch camp phenomenon is totally done away with, that it's so outmoded, is all part of the vestiges of the traumatization, the discrimination that women have suffered for ages. And she is insisting that all of those discriminatory practices will have to give way to more enlightened, modern ways of respecting old age. And she made a profound statement to the youth who often will declare them witches and stone them, that look, you would also grow one day, you will become aged, you become senior citizens. We should rather put in place policies that will protect senior citizens. So she is proposing that this country should establish aged homes, and it's one of the things she wants to do as Vice President and to champion, where we'll have homes for the aged. It's something that exists elsewhere. But here we don't have it. So, you know, we just leave them to become liabilities, and we just, you know.
It's good to let them hear, but for viewers on TVXYZ, Wazor TV Live on Facebook, YouTube, or the social media handle, you can see at my background as many of the traditional authorities, especially from the Kumasi Traditional Council, who witnessed this special event. And when we spoke to the historian here at Manshia, we agreed that because this is the first time a female candidate of one of the biggest political parties who is gradually working to become history as Vice President of Ghana, this event will go down in the history books of Manshia Palace. But before you take leave of us, because the program has actually ended, what should people expect as we march along towards December 7, especially from the camp of the running mate to John Mahama?
So the running mate and the flag bearer, as you know, have taken a break from their campaigns to prepare for the manifesto launch on Monday. Right after that, both teams are hitting the ground running again. You are going to see the running mate head towards the Western North and the Western regions. She will continue to carry her message of love, of unity, of coming together, of ensuring that everybody is involved, women, youth, children, everybody has something to offer. She's saying that these tendencies now to declare some people foreigners, people like us Togolese, and so you can't register, we are not sure who you are, we are not sure about your identity. She is rather saying that no, everybody has something to offer. Let us rather stop this. Our diversity should be strength. Let's come together. So her message is that of unity. Her message is that of love. Her message is that of peace. You recall that yesterday in Ahafo, she had to suspend her campaign to visit the family of a young breadwinner who had been shot. And she's raised concern about the growing insecurity. She's saying that as a mother, she is worried. We've seen somebody shot by assassins in my own constituency in Japan, Sonny. Nobody has been arrested. We saw what happened in Sogakope. We saw what happened during the registration. 2 people died. And now in Ahafo, Mr. Kwesi Banahini, and he's left a young wife and very young, children. She is saying that this growing insecurity must also be addressed. So she wants a stable, very calm, focused country so that all our challenges, we can harness talent. Everybody, no matter who you are, where you come from, you must feel like a full-blooded Ghanaian, not a second-rated citizen, and forge a united path towards conquering the ills of our society, the enemies of our society, which is not one ethnic group versus the other,
or one party
versus the other. But as she puts it, it is ignorance, it is disease, it is poverty, it is unemployment. Those are the things that we should come together to defeat. So that will be the message that she will carry across the country. She's done about 7 regions. Her footprints are in 7 regions now. She has 9 more to go, and you can be rest assured that the energy is there. Sometimes when we are stopping her, appealing to her that, look, we can postpone some of the programs so that you do it the next day. She said, no, I'm ready for it. I'm up for it. I'm fired up. She's passionate about this country. She wants to see this country change. She wants to see the transformation of this country. And that is what is driving her on. So you can be rest assured that you're going to see the running mate on the ground. She is coming to your community. She's going to visit your interest group, because she's also meeting interest groups, teachers, nurses, doctors. Everywhere she goes, apart from the chiefs and the crowds, she makes time. She says that, look, bring the interest groups. I want to interact. I want to hear from them. Farmers. She's met hairdressers. She's met the seamstresses, tailors, market women, artisans. And she's so down to earth. She's able to speak their language. She really wants to hear from them. She's patron of the Queen Mothers Association of Ghana. She's been patron for many, many decades. And she goes to the market herself. So she knows a lot of the market queens. And she always, every region she goes, she says, look, bring the market queens, let's interact. And she likes that one-on-one, interpersonal engagement. So you can expect there will be an exciting campaign, campaign of ideas.
Thank you very much. That has been the MP for Norton, Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa. Thank you very much, MP. So you can take leave of us. Let me also wrap up. And so that's where we bring this program to an end. Many agree that Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang is an achiever. And at this event, she spoke passionately about peace and the fact that this country remains divided. Security becomes a topical issue she wants everybody to address. But for us at Ways.tv, TVXYZ, and all the affiliates, Ago TV and the rest who pick us, we want to tell you that John Mahama will always be on the move between now and December 7. And wherever there's a major activity, we'll bring it to you live. I am Erica Hianyo reporting from Manshia Palace. And thanks to all the technical teams here in Accra and wherever for being part of this production. Thank you very much.